Oyster Shuckers contest is been sponsored by the Rotary Club of Lexington Park. Most of the folks that you see with the Rotarian emblem are volunteers. The Rotary Club is one of literally thousands of clubs all over the world. We have about 1,200,000 members worldwide, and our club, along with many others, provides services to the local community. All the money that we raise today is given primarily to the local community and also Rotary International. But some of the charities we provide for include homeless shelters. We provide scholarships for both needy students and merit students. And so Rotary is all volunteer organization. None of us get paid. And this Oyster Festival that we're starting today, the 48th annual Oyster Shucking contest, is in the final stages. We have the amateurs. We got 7 amateurs that will be competing, and in a few minutes I'm going to introduce Michael Bourne, who is a 7-time Irish champion, 5-time European champion, and 2-time world champion. Mike Brown. And Mike is going to talk a little bit about the presentation, how you shuck the oysters, and the presentation, that's how you're going to be judged in terms of time. And so without further ado, I'm going to give this to Mike. Mike Brown.
Thanks very much, Jim. Hello, everybody. It's great to be back, and the sun is shining. I designedly didn't bring the Irish weather at the moment because there's a few showers over there, but this is fantastic. Yeah, it's a big day today. Of course, we got the kicking off of the amateurs, and after that, we have the women and the men championships here. We can see these people qualified from yesterday's heats. So, the quality of opening today is just going to be exceptional. As a crowd, I want to be up there beside you when this is going on. I'm going to be watching. I can't enter myself because, this is the US National Championships. And, it's a very, very proud moment for each and everybody here. And they will be representing USA at the World Championships. They'll have the flag right in front of them, and that's it, on stage at the World Championships. One person from today. And I'm going to go through some techniques, some of the different styles. I have 12 knives here with me at the moment, so I've just picked out a few from the case here. And I'm going to start off with this crazy knife. This is one we use over in Europe, and it's double-sided. You can see the blade on each side. The blade at the back is curved slightly, and the front here like that. And it's a good green colour representing Ireland. I'm going to pass the microphone. I'm going to get Jim to hold the microphone here for me for a sec. Right, got to protect your hands is always the most important thing. And so, with this knife, we're holding the oyster completely in our hands, right? Towards my fingers, I have the hinge pointing towards the fingers, with the mouth of the oyster over the other side, and I'm pitching the knife like this. And I'm going to, there's a controlled pressure, controlled force, whereby I'm pushing with my fingers, I'm just going to crack into that hinge right there, okay? And here's a little crack, just like that. Right, here we go. So, here we go. So you see the deep shell on the bottom, flat shell is on the top. And what we're going to do now is we angle the knife towards the top shell. So we're going to leave all the meat in the deep shell right here. So as I'm bringing it right through, I'm going to try and cut the adductor muscle. Now the adductor muscle is exerting tons of pressure. It's holding, holding these two shells together. That's why oyster opening has this, idea of being very difficult. But if you can get at that adductor muscle really cleanly, without grit, without, we'll talk about the penalties in a moment, but we're running the knife right through, cutting that muscle. Here we go. That's the first bit. We got the top off it. Now we got to sever it from the shell below. That's where the bottom side of the knife comes into play. It's shaped almost like a spoon here. So with the bottom part of the knife, we're just going to run it underneath that adductor muscle like that. So it's free, and that's the beautiful eating experience of an oyster. Right there, you know, the deep shell, and that's how that knife works. It's a bit crazy. It's used more for like a flat type of oyster, but every so often I find one here that, you know, I said, well, my knife would work on that one. You know, the next knife is one I use in competition, and it's not as fancy as the last one you saw. It's only got one blade, but you know, in Ireland we're a bit more simple. Two blades, a bit too complex. One blade is enough for me. And you know what I would do with that is I suppose I'd flick the blade upside down, you know, just to get it. I'll show you here now. So, there's a bit of effort here. Alright, here we go. So what I do is I flick the blade around this way, cut the muscle. So instead of having to use that other knife, that's my way of, you know, severing that adductor muscle. The third style is this little knife like this. And this is what you're familiar with out here. This is, you know, what I grew up opening oysters with, and this is, you know, this is my comfort knife. This is the one I go back to all the time. You know, and you can use many different, you know, strategies to get at that oyster. And all the oyster openers today have different strategies also. And watch it, you know, watch their faces. And another thing to keep an eye on today is, you know, you're watching their hands, and you're also watching them placing the oysters on the tray. But keep an eye on their other hand. Watch how, while they're leaving an oyster down with one hand, they're picking one up with the other hand. So it's a beauty to watch, and I could see it happening yesterday. I was pointing it out to my friends here and said, watch this, you know, these people are in flow, they're in the zone, they're like athletes, you know. So, the last night, what we're going to do here, I've got the hinges down the bottom, the adductor is up here, we say it's at 3 o'clock, you know, I'm learning lots of the terminology this week. So the adductor is at 3 o'clock. I'm going to choke down on the blade just a little bit, and we're going to go right in there at 3 o'clock. So once we're in, that's it. And it's just a small amount of the knife. And you can see the juice dripping out as I'm talking to you here. Now once we get there, all we do is we kind of draw circles on the top shell with the knife, with just that little small amount of knife, like a centimeter or something that's there. So as we do that, a couple of circles on the top shell, voila, there you go. And you can use that, just run it through again, and it's free from the shell. If it's not free from the shell completely, that's 3 seconds penalty today. So people tap out or they pull away, signifying that they're finished their run today. It's not just about time, it's about presentation. So, you know, these adductor muscles must be severed. 3 seconds penalty for each oyster. So, to put it in perspective, if there are 10 oysters that are not completely severed, that's 30 seconds penalty added on to your time. You know, that's a huge amount. And also, that goes for grit. If there's a piece of shell, there's a piece of dirt pushed into the back shell, you know, another 3 seconds. So that, you know, all the contestants here today, they want to have a perfect tray of oysters. That's the #1 goal. Take care of the presentation first, and let your speed, let your rhythm, let all that catch up. Don't try and go really, really fast. You know, do not try and go fast. You know, focus on presentation. That's my piece of advice today. And you also need to protect the meat. This is the last key piece of presentation. No slices on the meat. For each slice, 3 seconds penalty. So I'd like to wish everybody luck today, and I'd like to wish, you know, the amateurs who are about to come on stage here the best of luck. And the look of the Irish.
Michael Moore, give it up to Michael. 7-time Irish champion, 5-time European champion, 2-time world champion. Thank you, Michael. And also I want to introduce King Oyster, Larry Brandover.
Hello. Everybody enjoying oysters? All right. You excited? I'm so excited to begin.
Thank you, Larry. By the way, Michael was working on his doctorate in Ireland, and he's, for you young ladies, he's single. Okay, amateurs. Amateurs, Schumann. Elaine, where are you from?
All right, my battery's running out. I got about 9 minutes left, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. All right, but you got to come to the Oyster Festival in Maryland to see this take place. It's absolutely great. I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to let the camera roll and see what happens.
Thank you. Good luck. Number 4, Colleen Hamilton. Colleen. Thank you, Colleen. Larry Gallimore, sorry.
I'm from Akron, Ohio. We don't grow them, but we eat them.
Judy LeBlanc. Judy. Joey, I'm sorry. I thought it was Joey. Carolina. Those are here. Is that, we got, Walt. How are you, sir, Walt? Hey, Anna, we're doing. Hey, Anna.
The only one without gloves is the lady in the middle with the decoration on her face with a gray shirt on. She has plastic, looks like plastic gloves, the type you use for surgery and painting. And that's it. She doesn't have a protective glove like the other ones have. I guess the people in the background with the timers in their hands are the ones that are the judges. Looks like another musician is setting up over there on his piano. I don't know why so many people get to sit on the infield here. I'm right over the fence and the audience is behind me. Just to give you an idea about the people, we'll try to keep my hands out of the way. This is what it looks like in the stands. Okay, all the buckets are down. This is my first time here seeing this, so this will be quite an experience to look back on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, young and old. I'd like to explain how we start our oyster shucking contest this afternoon. So, typically we request or we ask that you assist us with the start of each shucking competition. So the way it works is that we do a countdown. We do a countdown from 5. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shuck. So when you say shuck, I'll blow the horn and we'll start the competition. So you're very important to our event today. And know the shuckers, and especially the professionals, really appreciate your enthusiasm and a loud start. So with that, we're just about ready to start our amateur contest, and we'll go ahead and warm up with them, and then we'll move on to professionals. So with that, when the amateurs are ready, raise your knife, shucking knife to indicate you're ready. When you're done shucking your oyster, just step back from the tray and raise both hands. So with that, timers are ready. Okay, let's give a good warm up here, good start. So let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and gentlemen, while we're cleaning up, I just wanted to point out a couple things. Yesterday, we had the shucker contest for both the men and women and the amateurs. The folks that the 7 contestants for the amateur shuckers were the fastest from a field of about 12 or 15 yesterday. And that goes the same with the women and the men. The contestants that are coming up on the stage shortly are the fastest of those that competed yesterday. What will happen is the fastest contestant, woman contestant, and the fastest man contestant, will compete at the end of these festivities.
Well, that's it. It doesn't look like we're going to get any outcome of what it's going to be. So definitely stop by, experience this for yourself.